Citizenship and permanent residence are different things. Okay, when you're a permanent resident, it means you have immigrated successfully, you're a lawful permanent resident, you can stay here, live here, work here. You can do pretty much everything except vote. And you can lose your permanent residence if you're out of the United States too long and you don't take steps to maintain that. You can actually lose your permanent residence if you don't live here. Now, if you're a citizen, which you can become a citizen after you've been a permanent resident for a certain period of time, and you take the right exams and you file the right papers, you can become a citizen through the naturalization process. For most people, that's 5 years of permanent residence. If you are married to a U.S. citizen, it's 3 years permanent residence. If you're a citizen, then you can't lose that citizenship unless they find that you committed fraud to obtain it or you renounce it yourself. You say, I don't want to be a U.S. citizen anymore, okay? To become naturalized, you have to show that you speak, read, and write English sufficiently, that you have a knowledge of U.S. history and government, and that you have good moral character. And there's a lot of, things around that, but those are the primary eligibility. I also should mention that permanent residents, besides being outside the U.S. too long, can lose their permanent residence if they commit certain crimes. So sometimes people who have been permanent residents most of their lives and never got their citizenship, they will, commit a crime, not realize there's any significance to this, and maybe go outside the country on a trip, come back in, and at the border they say, oh, you committed this crime. We can't let you back in. You've lost your permanent residence because you committed this crime. So for permanent residents, committing a crime is even more serious than for U.S. citizens. And just one other point, the inheritance laws are different if you're a permanent resident rather than a U.S. citizen. It mostly just affects really high-income individuals, but if you happen to be married to someone who's not a citizen, something to think about.